Is it all new stuff? Do you have to go? Can you get it all in one shop?
Let me clear, it's been 6 years now and I'm not going anywhere. It's only online. That makes me crazy. I can't do it.
What kinds of things?
Electronics,
Yeah.
clothes, shoes, makeup, bags, you name it and they want it. That's crazy.
Just incredible. And you have enough room in your suitcase?
We usually pay for extra baggage.
Yeah.
And there are kids, and every time you ask them, they'll name any different thing. Like one, they want something, and the other day you ask them, they want another thing.
Yeah. My thing is Baba's family always likes nuts, like big bags of nuts and cranberries. So poor guy is like full of nuts. Hi. Okay. Let's see. It's going to be full today because it's a day off. Yeah. So we have 28.
Now I can relate how people kind of. I used to be like close to the wall because that's where you feel safe, and I'm like, where do I stand? When you really like stuck to the wall.
You go in between the alleys. I got this new laundry detergent from Costco and it's like so smelly that every time I I don't know. And so every time I'm like, what smells like cleaning product? Hi. Yes. Good day. Hi. Hi. How are you? Good.
That's a big thing.
But helpful.
Yeah, very helpful. It's nice, like every Monday there's someone I know, so it's much easier. Kind of.
Yeah.
Last weekend I helped someone with the baggage. This student, I think she came here for the first time or second, I don't remember. And she was like, I liked it. I was like, I'm so glad. Because usually people don't like it the first time they're doing something.
Yeah.
She was doing something, she was confused.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like, I'm glad.
Yes. Good. Yeah, even those small helpful things make such a difference, especially when you can't hear or see. So yeah, it always works. And you do it so nicely where you tell them what you're doing, and I think that's always
There are
really
times
helpful.
when I feel that I'm holding my breath, and when you cue them, it's like, this is like, I haven't seen a lot of people practicing before, and it's just
Different.
different.
Yeah.
It's like someone is doing something and you want, but you know that it's not the right thing to do. So it's like I'm kind of holding my
Yeah. Be like, should I? Should I not? All right, y'all, we'll start soon. There's still lots of time, and we're waiting on a bunch of folks. Busy Monday, but we will use all of the props. We'll definitely use a strap today, so if you want to grab one now, you can, or Kaushika and I can bring them to you later. We'll use some therapy balls, too. Blocks, a blanket, all the stuff. One, two.
I just didn't want you to feel like you're like, oh, no, I don't mind. I'm just waiting for everybody to get their stuff so that they don't, I'm not.
Hi, Fran. Come on in, y'all. There's lots of space. There's lots of room up here. Fran, were there a bunch of people downstairs when you were coming up? Okay, great. One more? Okay. I think there's enough room, but just on the off chance some people filter in as we start to get moving, if there is an inch or two of room next to you, you might move to the right or left because perhaps a mat might sneak in as we start to move about. That would be so helpful.
I threw my backpack out. So this is my first class back in a while. No, not fun, sadly. We're going to be super close. Unless you want to Thank you.
Okay. You're great. Windy. Fall. No, and then I picked up. I know. Okay, can someone correct me? Did I read on the news that there's 2 moons that have been coming up? Is that something that I made up? What's happening? Oh, okay, great.
Oh, when? Every night?
Yeah, it's fallen in the orbit of the moon for like the next month or so.
But it's not a moon.
No, I read it, but I forgot to look.
Me too. I saw the article and was like, I'll look at this later. And then I was like, maybe I should be aware of what's going on in outer space. Just an extra moon. It's going away though? Yeah. Okay. Good. In another month. Has anyone seen it? Are we too bright here to see it?
I don't know if you can see it with the eye. It might be like a telescope.
Okay. Telescope situation. I know, me too. I should read up on stuff, but for those that come to Mondays, I just ask you guys for general information. I'm like, what happened? Where are we? What's going on? So I will look up things afterwards. Everyone have everything you need? Any props? We'll definitely use a strap for a majority of class today. Blocks will be a great idea. We'll get some time to roll also, so we can grab you therapy balls now or later on. Hi, welcome. You have enough room over there? You good? Okay, good. You're right. You're exactly on time. It just hit 12, so perfect. Welcome. It's great to be with you all on perhaps a Monday off, maybe, or a dentist appointment. For those of us that haven't met each other yet, my name is Anisha, and we're so lucky each week to have Kaushika with us. And some of you know this, but the way the class will look is I'll be practicing from the mat so folks at home have a visual, and she'll be walking around. So if you need anything, if you have any questions about things, if anything I say doesn't make sense, she's a phenomenal teacher. So please, please, please use her to your advantage, because not often do we get to have two gifts and brains in the room. So pick her brain, yoga related, consensually, and she's very happy to help. All right, so we are in the month of October, week 2, and for the whole month, I've been sharing stories about the goddess herself. So the holiday actually ended on Sunday? I got all of the WhatsApp Sunday. My whole family sent the WhatsApp memes, and that's the way that I know what holidays are being celebrated. But from last week until Sunday, it was the 9-night and 9-day celebration of the goddess called Navratri. And each night talks about and celebrates a different avatar and a different version of this feminine divine energy that we exist around. So Sunday was the last day of Dasara, which is ultimately, I'll tell the story at the end of the month, but it symbolizes the defeat of good over evil. Hi, come on in. There's a sliver of space for you, lots of room for you up here, or we can find some space for you in the back too. But today's story kind of builds on the ones from the weeks before. So if you missed the ones the week before, no big deal. We'll do a brief little summary to start. But when we talk about the goddess, there are characters and deities and iconography that you see of her, but we're also talking about this energy that exists in the world around us. So everything that you see, every part of who you are, is an infinite amount of energies combined, but we all have this divine masculine energy. We all have divine feminine energy, and they neither exist without the other. One cannot exist without the other, and they all exist in different variations in each one of us. So when we talk about these stories of the goddess, we're focusing on this exquisite feminine divine energy that surrounds us, that exists in each and every one of us. So today's story begins, as it often does, in the middle of a battlefield, where there's an evil demon who's causing havoc and chaos. And last week's story was about how the goddess of the householder, Parvati, transformed into the warrior goddess, Durga, who then also transformed into the ferocious Kali. And so the three of these goddesses are on the battlefield, and they see another demonic army emerging. And they quickly realize, okay, we need some reinforcements. And so what happens is each one of the divine masculine energies that exist. There's Brahma, who's the creator of the worlds and universes as we know it. There's Vishnu, the Lord of preservation and sustenance. They transform into their feminine divine selves. And I forgot the comic, but I will bring it next week so you can see all the pictures of it, because the photos of this are absolutely beautiful. But Brahma turns into Brahmani, and she rides on the back of a chariot of swans in the sky. Vishnu turns into Vaishnavi, and she rides on the back of a buffalo into the battlefield itself. And like this, hundreds of divine feminine energies start to surround the battlefield, and there's this army of warrior goddesses that come to exist. And very quickly, they start to defeat this demonic army. But what happens is there's one demon that they've never seen before, the most powerful of them all. And his name is Rakta Bija, and that stands for, Rakta means blood, Bija means seed, and his demonic power is that every time he's attacked or provoked, for every one drop of his blood that spills, another 1,000 demons emerge from that drop. So all of the strategies that they're using are failing, because the more they provoke him, the stronger he becomes. And so very quickly they realize they have to change what their plan of attack is. And so Durga, the warrior goddess, the one who rides on the back of a lion or a tiger, she has the 10 arms, and in each one of her arms she's holding a different piece of weaponry. She looks at Kali, the ferocious, the one who wears the necklace of 1,000 skulls. Her hair is always out, and if we remember from last week, her tongue is always rolling out of her mouth. And so Durga looks at Kali and she says, you got to take care of this. So Kali says, okay, I'm going to roll my tongue. And the best imagery I have for this is if you ever ate, are they fruit roll-ups? Fruit by the foot? Like thwacking them, that's what I imagine her doing, which is rolling out her tongue onto the battlefield and lapping up every drop of blood that this demon starts to spill, so no more demons can emerge. So she eliminates the demonic army, and then Durga comes in and slays the final blow to defeat the last remaining demon. And as he's dying, he looks at them and all the goddesses and he says, there's no glory in your victory. There's nothing good that you've done because you've done this with other people. You know, you didn't do this on your own, thinking that that was a disadvantage. And she says, no. What you see is me, but I am in my infinite forms. I am every version of these goddesses in one. And as he's falling onto the battlefield, all of the goddesses go back into each other's foreheads and turn into the one divine feminine energy that watches this demon die. And then next week we figure out what happens after the demons die. But that's for another time. But the reason I love telling this story so much, it's so multifaceted. One, you know, it's a story that you can just listen to, almost like a Hans Christian Andersen-y fairy tale that's a little contorted, things are happening outside of our reality. But the few things that continue to translate into our worlds that we live in are that oftentimes we think of these demons, whatever they look like, as independent events, as things that only happen on one-offs. But sometimes demons have a power to multiply, to be able to make something even bigger than what they just were. And what the story of the goddess reminds us of constantly is that not only do you have infinite versions of yourself, there's versions that you know so well that have brought you to where you are. There's versions of you that you haven't even met yet. And all of those versions in synchrony can start to defeat every shape-shifting demon that you encounter. And you don't do it alone. All of the goddesses came together to start to defeat this entire army. And there's a whole universe, a community, a solar system around you that you know of that helps you take down all these demons that you encounter. So today we're going to do some of my softly demonic poses, the poses that I tend to avoid, that I don't like, that I only do once a year. But the reminder, and we'll do them in repetition in different ways, and my demons might not be your demons. You could love these poses, or we have commonality in our demonhood. But the thing I want to consistently remind us of as we start to practice is that you have everything you already need. It's all in there. It's always been in there. And this is our time and our practice to remember every aspect of ourselves that we still have yet to meet. So we're doing a billion twists, getting into the outer hips. The straps will be your best friend. The blocks will be a sweet resource. Breaks, drink water. I'll turn the fans on as we start to get warmer, but pace yourself, because the gift of this practice is that it's not just today, it's not just next week. We have lifetimes to do this here with each other and with every version of yourself. So we'll start today lying on our backs, if you wouldn't mind. Can you have your heads up towards me, your feet towards the wall behind you? Have your strap within a grabbable distance, like place it off to one side of your mat, because we'll start to use it as we begin to move about. And if you do need any props, feel free to raise a hand or a foot, and Kashika and I are happy to bring them over to you. But as you come to lay down on the ground, give yourself time to get as comfortable as you possibly can. So you might lay with your arms and legs long in that more traditional Shavasana shape. If you're feeling anything in your hips or in your low back, feel free to bend your knees, bring your feet as wide as your mat, and knock your knees into each other so that the weight of your legs supports the other. And as your arms fall anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you, let your eyes fully close or just soften to a point on the ceiling so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it gives us a moment to see every version of yourself more clearly than before. The version of you that you were before you walked in. The version of you that you are here against the earth. And the version of you you're making space to become into. They all exist within this one being. So with your eyes softly closed or open, can you begin to listen for your breath? Letting each inhale move from your nose, down into your belly, and then up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath out through every direction of your being. Continue with a few more of those breaths, just on your own. Breathing not just into the front of your body, but can you send your breath into the back and sides of your being, all of those points touching the ground beneath you. Let each breath softly dissolve the day and morning that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as you continue to let the slow steadiness of your breath deepen, can you feel how your breath naturally deepens you? We'll start our time here together with 3 more rounds of that same breath. So as you wait for your next inhale, let it fill you up completely. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and really remember your breath. And now, keeping that attention as best as you can, gently blink your eyes open if they're not already. And let's all bend the knees as you bring both feet onto the earth. Give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some circles with that right foot or the ankle. We'll spend some time balancing on the feet, so just find a few moments to enjoy what it feels like to be heavy on the ground. And as you spread the right toes and point the toes, take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Now find your strap like a big jump rope. Bring your strap around the ball or sole of your right foot. Start with the right knee bent to begin. And as you give yourself enough slack on either edge of the strap, let your elbows touch down onto either side of your body so your upper back really settles to the earth. Can you shrug your shoulders to your ears, wiggle the shoulder blades together, and then begin to straighten your right heel up towards the sky. Notice what you feel in the back of the right leg. Let the fingers be soft around the strap. Let the back of your head soften to the earth. And as you let your right thigh press away from your belly, can you reach your right heel up into the strap? Take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Now straighten your left leg long out in front of you. Bring both edges of the strap into just your left hand and bring your right palm to the top of your right thigh. Give yourself a little pressure. Can you press your right thigh away from your belly towards the back of the room? And then 1 inch at a time, go as slow as you can. Begin to move the right foot to the left. You'll feel some sensation in the back of your right leg, maybe in the outside of your right leg. Can you peel the right pinky toes back? Press the right big toe away from you. And as you let the right shoulder stay heavy on the ground, let the back of your head soften to the earth. Take a full breath in and a longer breath out. And then on your inhale, nice and steady, draw the right leg back through center, bend your right knee, slip it out from the strap. You can just drape the strap across your belly and give the left leg a hug in towards your chest. Start by making some circles in the left foot or ankle. Spread the toes, point the toes, And just notice what you feel in the arch and sole of your foot. Take a big breath in and a longer breath out. Now as you draw the left foot back through center, find your strap once again. Bring it around the ball or the sole of your left foot. And give yourself enough slack on the strap so that your elbows, your triceps, the backs of your arms touch the floor underneath you. Loosen your grip on either edge of the strap and begin to straighten your left leg up towards the sky. We'll be doing this pose in many different orientations to gravity, so this doesn't have to be your most sensational version yet. Just see what you're working with. And can you let your upper back really stay heavy on the ground? Shrug your shoulders to the ears, snuggle the shoulder blades together, and let the back of your head stay heavy on the earth. Take a bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale as you straighten your right leg long out in front of you. Now with both edges of the strap into just your right hand, bring your left palm to the top of your left thigh or towards your left hip crease. Press your left leg away from your belly. And then as we twist 1 inch at a time, let that left leg move up and over to the right. Can you continue to press the left hip away from your left shoulder? As you shrug your left shoulder up and back, let the back of your head soften to the earth. And then peel the left pinky toes back as if your left big toe is pressing towards the door you came in. On your next inhalation, draw the left leg back up through center, slip it out from the strap, release your strap to the side, and give both legs a hug in towards your belly or in towards your chest. Make some circles in one or the other direction. You might lean a little from side to side, but see what it feels like to have the whole back of your body soften to the earth. And now we'll make our way up to tabletop next. So however you'd like to come off your back, you might roll to one side or roll forward and back, but come onto all fours facing the front of the room. Your blocks might frame out the top of your mat as you make your way to all tabletop. Spread your fingers, tuck your toes back behind you, and just moving at your pace, start to round and arch your spine through a few rounds of cat and cow, linking movement and breath together. We'll just go for 4 or 5 breaths, just working on your own. Feel free to stay more arched for a few breaths or rounded for a few breaths. But take this time to see what it doesn't just feel like to move your body in space individually, but how the breath that you have and the body that you're in can start to harmonize together. Find your way back to table, come to your neutral spine. For a calf stretch, watch for your friends or props behind you. Reach the right leg back, tuck the right toes under, and reach back through your right heel as you notice any sensation in the back of your leg. You might stay still, you might move the heel gently forward and back, but as the heel goes back, can you think very top of your head forward towards the front of the room so all 4 sides of your neck grow longer. And then after a few breaths, switch, bend your right knee, stretch back through the left, and as that heel goes back, think bottom of your heart forward, even if your eyes are closed so you get longer. Take a big breath in and a longer breath out. And now make your way back to table, come to your hands and your knees. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders. Walk your knees back behind your hips. And as you tuck your toes under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and as many breaths as you need to find your way there. Give yourself a few breaths here. You might pedal the heels one at a time from side to side. Maybe you soften and straighten your legs at the same time, but take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Every time you inhale, it's this divine energy exhaling her way into you. And every one of your inherently divine exhales is an offering to her breath in. So as you take another full round of breath, let it fill you up, and exhale to offer all of that breath out. The bottom of your breath, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to come into your forward fold. You might have your blocks underneath your hands. You might widen your feet 1 inch or 2. You might even soften your knees, all in service of giving yourself more space. But as you bow in towards yourself, take a longer breath in and a clear, steady breath out. Now hands climb up to your hips, stand through your legs, and a big breath in to come all the way up to rise as you release your hands. With your feet under your hips, take a big breath in to reach the arms forward and up. On your exhale, soften your knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale to come up halfway, hands to shins or blocks as you reach the heart forward. And exhale to step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. With your knees up or down, really feel both hands against the earth. And now push through your palms to reach your heart forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale to bend your elbows to lower all the way to your belly. Wait for your breath to rise. Cobra, hug your shoulder blades towards each other. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog or table or puppy pose. We'll be here for 3 steady breaths. As we make our way into the second down dog of class, take notice of which version of yourself reveals herself to you. Just as the goddess has infinite forms, she is the householder, she is the warrior, she is the ferocious, and everything in between. All of those versions of her live within you. So as you find yourself back in your down dog, can you feel that steadiness of your breath, linking every version of yourself together over and over again? When you find your next exhale, lift your heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward to the top of your mat. Wait for your inhale to bring you halfway up to lengthen. Let the balls of your feet be heavy. And exhale to fold, bowing into your own self. Take a breath in to rise. Stand down through your legs, reach up, get a drop taller. And exhale to release, hands by your sides. One more time, really follow your breath more than my voice. As you inhale, arms go up. On your exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Take the whole breath, there's no rush. Come up halfway. And on your exhale, we meet in plank pose. Take a full breath here, grow long through your spine. And as you exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Bhujangasana. Hug the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, take it back, down dog or table or puppy. The beauty of this practice is we can move together and yet so differently. So as you listen and feel for the steadiness of your breath, take a longer breath in and a clearer breath out through every direction of you. Now from your down dog, wait for your inhale to float just the right leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. And now come high onto your fingertips or blocks on either side of that right foot. Keep your left hand down on the ground as you reach your right arm straight ahead towards the front of the room. Now, as if someone's trying to hold your right hand, reach through your right fingertips, but resist as you tack your right hip back towards the wall behind you. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, let's twist open to the right, a big circle to revolve. Twice more, reach the right arm back and then forward, big breath in. As you exhale, revolve, open to the right. One more time, as you inhale, how long can you get? And now stay as you exhale and twist open to the right-hand side. Lift the back thigh higher to the sky, tack your right hip back, and as you lean back against yourself, take one more breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend one more inch into that right thigh. Now inhale to unwind, lower the hands to the earth, step it back to downward facing dog, pedal your heels one at a time, and just notice what you feel and see from side to side. Wait for your next breath to come forward to plank a few more times together. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your inhale, Cobra. Press the tops of your feet down as you lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Next breath in, no rush. Float the left leg to the sky. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Come up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of that left foot. The higher up you get on those blocks, the more space you might feel between your belly and left thigh. But with your right hand down, reach the left arm forward towards the front of the room. Get a little longer, stretch through the left fingertips, and now tack the left hip back. Big breath in, and as you exhale, twist, revolve to the left. Make big circles, twice more with your breath. Inhale to reach long. Big exhale to revolve your belly and heart. Now one more, inhale to grow longer. Now as you twist to the left, stay here, reaching your left arm to the sky. Lift up through the right thigh. Tack your front left hip back. And as you bring the shoulders and ears back, can you lean back against your own steadiness? Big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Bend one more inch into that left thigh. And then inhale to unwind. Lower the hands. Step it back to downward facing dog. And pedal your heels. Notice what you might not see with your eyes, but you can clearly feel. And now inhale to plank pose. Drink in your breath. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Slow, steady breath in to rise, Cobra. Slide the ribs back and the ears back. And on your exhale, take it back to down dog. Wait for the breath in. Float the right leg to the sky. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the floor. And as you inhale, rise, warrior two, facing the long edge of your mat. Walk your left foot back an inch or two towards the back of the room. Now as you walk the left foot back, bend into the right thigh as you guide your right knee open towards your pinky toes. Now look away from the ground, reach out through the fingertips as you take a big breath in. And on your exhale, descend into that front thigh. Keep the legs steady as you reach the arms just up to the sky. Bend your right elbow, pat yourself on the back, and let your left fingertips hold on to the elbow. Think elbow to the sky. And as you gently press your head back to lift your chin, slide the ribs back to steady the trunk. Take a bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale. Bend into the right thigh as you lift the right elbow 1 inch higher to the sky. And now inhale to release the arms to a T. Press the right leg straight. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bring your right hand to a block or the floor on the inside or outside of the foot. If your right hand's coming onto your shin, no problem, but instead of pushing your right palm down into the shin, can you push your shin up into the right hand so the right knee doesn't lock? And now with your feet on the ground, hug your legs together, pull them in. As you squeeze the right foot back, the left foot forward, press down into the right hand and reach the left fingertips 1 more inch as if you could hold the skylights overhead. Big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And then inhale to unwind. Lower the hands to the ground. Step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels one at a time and take notice of what you feel. Second side, wait for the inhale to float the left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch that lunge. Spin the back heel down. And on your inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 2. Walk your right foot back an inch or two to the back of your mat. And as the stance gets longer, bend into the left thigh as you guide your left knee open towards those pinky toes. Now lift up through the heart, look away from the ground, reach out through the arms, and listen for your breath. Take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Let the top of your head grow taller to the sky as you bend into the left thigh. Now inhale to reach just your arms up. Bend your left elbow, pat yourself on the back. Let the right fingertips grab the elbow. Think elbow to the ceiling and gently press your head back to lift your chin so there's space for breath to come through. The ribs go back and the head presses back. Take a big breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale and bend into that left thigh. And now unravel your arms. Press the left leg straight. Take a breath. Get tall in each direction. Trikonasana, left fingertips to your block or to the ground, in or outside of that front leg. With the left leg straight but not fully locked, can you hug your feet towards each other? Feel the energy from the ground run up into the legs. And now as you keep that, push down into the left hand. Reach the right arm up 1 more inch to the sky and then lean back against yourself. Big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And on your inhale, unwind. Look to the ground. Bring your hands to the earth and take it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Notice what you feel and see from side to side. And now on your next breath in, come forward to plank pose. Last time together. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for the breath in to rise, Cobra. Take a few extra breaths here. Really press the tops of your feet down. Imagine your legs could grow longer towards the back of your mat. And now without actually moving your hands, can you hug your hands together from right to left? And now pull your hands back towards your hips to feel the upper back curl you to the sky. One more breath in. And on your exhale, release, lower down. Tuck your toes, press yourself up through to tabletop, come up to your hands and your knees, and take a breath or two here on all fours. We'll take a few moments on the knees, so if you want to find a blanket to give yourself some extra cushion, please feel free to do so. Maybe blocks are close by, but we'll meet on all fours one more time. From table, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand to come into that lizard lunge shape. And now just check to see, my left knee is right under my left hip. If yours is too, you might walk your left knee an inch or two back so that the left thigh is more at a diagonal. Now with the left hand down on the floor or up on a block, bring your right palm to your right thigh. We twist one more time. From your belly button, twist to the right hand side. And now feel the back knee down on the earth. Hug the left knee forward. Bend your left knee to lift the left toes up off the floor. Stay and breathe here. Or for a thigh stretch, the right hand might reach towards the wall behind you. You might lasso your strap around the foot. You might hold on to the leg of your pants. The higher up your left hand is on the block, the more space you might find towards that left heel. But shrug the right shoulder up and back. Shrug the left shoulder up and back. Then slide the ears back as you take a bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend one more inch into that front right leg. On your inhale with care, release the hold of your foot. Plant your palms. Take it back to tabletop. Find your way to your hands and your knees. And a breath or two here as you arrive. All right, second side, left foot to the outside of your left hand for that lizard lunge variation. Come high up onto your fingertips or high up onto blocks. And as you walk your right hand off to the right, give yourself some space. Left palm can come to your left thigh. Now hug the right knee forward. Bend your right knee to lift the right toes up. Stay and breathe here. You might reach the left hand towards the wall behind you. It might lasso around the strap, or you might hold the foot. As you find and notice you're twisting open to the left, can you hug your shoulder blades towards one another? Slide the ears back. And as you listen for the breath, take a bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend one more inch into that left thigh. Now on your inhale with care, release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms, take it back to tabletop, and find a few rounds of breath here. Maybe you're in stillness. Maybe you take a few rounds of breath through cat and cow, but link your breath and movement back together again. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now after a few breaths on all fours, we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. You can walk your hands forward of your shoulders, walk your knees back behind your hips, and as you lift your tush to the sky, offer it to your breath. From your down dog, lift both heels high. Soften your knees, look forward, and one foot at a time, walk those feet towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, grow long. And as you keep that length, exhale to fold, bowing into yourself. Take a breath in to rise, stand down through your legs, reach up, get taller as you touch the sky. And exhale to bring your hands down by your sides. AC is on, drink some water, shake it out. We're gonna get a little toastier and then start to wind our way down, but pace yourself, take what you need. So once your feet are on the ground, let's get a little sides body stretch. Feet on the earth, take a breath in to reach the arms up to the sky. Grab your right wrist. Grow 1 inch taller and tip to the left for standing crescent. Your hips might sway off center over to the right, and as you tip to the left, slide the ears back. Both feet on the ground will give you lots of steadiness, or if you want to play with some balance, that left foot, you might walk your left foot over to the left. Maybe it's just the left big toe down on the earth. Or as you spin the left inner thigh back, maybe the left foot floats up off the earth. Take 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to come all the way back up. Lower your hands, lower your feet, and feel gravity beneath you. Shake it out and take a breath. Let's do 1 more side. Soften your knees so that they don't lock out. Big breath in, reach up. Grab your left wrist. Start with both feet on the ground as you grow up and over to the right. Let the hips get heavy to the left. And as you tip to the right, slide the ears back to lift your chin. Maybe the arms come back in line with your ears. Stay right here breathing. Or maybe to play with some balance, the right toes reach over to the right. Maybe the right big toe stays down on the ground. Or as you spin the right inner thigh back, it might lift up off the earth. But take 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to come all the way back up. Release your hands and shake it out. Whoo, big breath in, reach up, get taller. Exhale to fold, bow in. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back to catch your lunge. And now pivot your hands and feet to the left to come into your wide-legged forward fold, facing the long edge of your mat. If you feel like there's going to be a butt close to your head when you come up halfway, just slightly stagger with your friends. Someone come forward, someone come back. But feel both feet on the earth. Now, tiny bend in your knees, especially if they lock. Let the balls of your feet be heavy. And now as you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen. Reach the chest long towards your friend in front of you. Keep your right hand on a block or on the ground. Left palm comes to your low back. Shrug your left shoulder to your ear. Hug the left shoulder blade to your spine, and from your belly button, start to twist to the back of your mat. Now notice, is the weight in the heels? Can you let the fronts of your feet be heavy? Is your butt coming with you to the left like mine is? Can you lean your hips to the right? Turn the belly and chest to the left, and then slide the ears back to lean back. A bigger breath in, and a longer breath out. Now on your inhale, unwind, lower the left hand, turn the right knee and toes to catch your lunge. And on your inhale, come on up to rise to high lunge as you reach the arms up. Good, give yourself a breath. Walk the right foot as much as you need to the right so you're less on a balance beam. Now feel that back leg in space. Lift the back thigh higher. Reach up through the arms, look away from the ground as you bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Take all the hops you need to spring off your left foot and interlace your hands in front of your left knee or shin. You can always let your left toes tap down onto a block out in front of you, but tiny bend in the right standing knee. Shrug your shoulders to your ears and hug the shoulder blades together. Now similar to the twist we did lying on the ground, keep your right hand on your left shin. Bring your left palm to your low back. Shrug your left shoulder to the ear, hug the left shoulder blade to your spine, and from your belly, start to twist to the left. You can look ahead to help with your balance or look to the left, or maybe the left arm reaches towards the back of your mat for some steadiness. Take a bigger breath in, stay for 1 more exhale, and then inhale to unwind. Bring the torso back through center, thread the left foot back to lunge, bring your hands to the ground, and take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Notice what you feel from side to side. And now 1 last round. Lift the left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Pivot your hands and feet to the right for that wide-legged forward fold on the second side. And now just check to see, is the weight rocking all the way back into your heels? Can you feel it even in the fronts and back of your feet? Now pull your legs in together. Watch for the butts in front of you as you inhale, come up halfway to lengthen. Left hand stays steady as your right palm comes to your low back. When you shrug your right shoulder to your ear and hug the right shoulder blade to your spine, we're trying to find length before we twist. Now lean your butt more to the left. Even if you untwist a little, that's okay. Let the hips go to the front of your mat, and from your belly and chest, turn to the back of your mat. As you slide the ears back to lean back, take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. On your inhale, unwind, lower the right hand, turn the left knee and toes to catch your lunge. And as you inhale, take the whole breath to come up to rise for high lunge on the second side. Walk the left foot as much as you need to the left. And as you feel the steadiness, it comes from the leg you can't see, the back one. Lift the back thigh higher. Reach up through the arms and see if you can look away from the ground. Look to where you're going. A bigger breath in and a longer breath out as you bend into that front thigh. Now, tiny bend in the back knee. Take all the hops you need to spring off your right foot and interlace your hands in front of your right shin. That's it. Soften your left standing knee. Shrug your shoulders to the ears and hug the shoulder blades together. Feel free to stay here the whole time. So much to do in that left ankle. Or for the twist, the left hand holds the right shin. You can bring your right palm to your low back. You might look straight ahead to steady your balance. You might start to look to the right. But as you shrug the right shoulder up and back from the depths of your belly, turn to the right. Stay here. Maybe the right arm reaches to the wall behind you as you take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Inhale to unwind. Draw the belly through center. Thread the right foot back. Hands come to the earth. And we meet again in downward facing dog. Hips to the sky. Pedal your heels one at a time. Notice what you feel and see from side to side. And now from your down dog, lower the knees to the earth. Take a breath or two in table, maybe in child's pose, maybe fully laying on your belly in pranam. But call yourself back to your breath. A bigger breath in and a longer breath out through every fiber of your being. Under the sound of your own breath, you might be able to feel or listen for the beating of your own heart. These infinite versions of yourself exist. There's the versions that you know so well, that others around you know so well. And there's versions of you that you are making so much space to become into. So as you pause here in the in-between of a practice of 403 twists, we're doing a couple more, call yourself back to the fullness of your breath. Okay, make your way up to table. Sit back onto your heels. If you want to sip some water, and I'll show you where we're going before we lie down. Doing okay? Okay, we're entering my demon, the pose of my demonhood. I didn't do it this month. Maybe I'll start doing it this week. But historically, every October when I teach these series, when I teach the goddess stories in the beginning of the month, I always ask, I'm like, what are your demon poses? The poses that when the teacher is like, we're doing this, you're like, wow, look at that. I have to go pee for 7 minutes. I will be skipping through this. And not often do I teach all of them in every class, but sometimes I do. But then we do something completely different. But we're moving towards now twisted half moon, perhaps with the thigh stretch. So we did a version of this when the knees were down on the ground. This one, your knees won't be on the ground, they'll be lifted. But I remind you that, and I know if you've been practicing here, if you know people who've been practicing here, Durga, the warrior goddess, her weaponry was like swords and tridents and discuses and things that helped her slay demons. They help. And I know you know this already, but it's just the reminder that they create more space to allow for more breath. Never a hindrance, only a piece of weaponry that you can use to your advantage. So the version we're going into towards today, and I'll get us into it, but it's this pose, where you start off in Warrior 3. One hand comes to the low back, and you start to twist open towards this direction. This might look familiar because we've done it in all orientations to gravity. This is this. Same sensation. It is this when we started on the ground. It's also this. Similar, but different. We're getting the same muscle groups in the outer hip. But what we're looking for is before you twist, every time you twist, you want to think inhales helps you grow longer, because through the length, that's what creates more space to revolve around yourself. It's like a slinky. Longer you get, the more it revolves. Yeah? The next stage will be, you bend the knee, maybe your hands stay on the ground. This hand might reach around for the foot like it did in the thigh stretch. And now the actions, my demon's right here in the outer right hip, the actions will be you hug this thigh to the middle, push the foot back, and let that twist your chest open to the sky. Yeah? Does anyone like that one? See? Great. We're doing it. We'll try it once on each side. If any questions come up, let us know, call us over. But let's go from one side to the other, and then we'll do some back bends to counter pose. So when you're ready, make your way to downward facing dog. Have your blocks framing out the front of your mat, your weaponry available to you. Soften and listen for your breath before we proceed. A bigger breath in and a longer breath out. And now on your next inhale, float the right leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. As you inhale, come on up to rise for a high lunge. Reach the arms, the chest, and the torso to the sky. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend 1 more inch into the front leg. Now hands come to your hips. All the hops you need to spring off your left foot, scoop your left thigh to your chest. Soften your right standing knee. And for supported warrior 3, slow and steady, start to reach your torso forward as you extend back through the left leg. Bring your hands high up on blocks, way far forward in front of the right foot. And now it's less about how high your left leg can be, but can it be steady? Flex the left foot, straighten your left knee, and now hug your left thigh an inch to the right as you lift your left inner thigh to the sky. Press into the blocks, lift your chest up, grow longer. You can stay here, so much to do. Or with your left hand down, bring your right palm to your low back. Shrug your right shoulder to the ear. Hug the right shoulder blade to the spine, and from the depths of your belly, twist to the right. Lift the left inner thigh 1 more inch. Reach back through the left heel, and now grow longer through your spine. Stay here. Or 1 more, bend your left knee like you could raise the roof with your left heel. Then maybe your right hand reaches out and around to hold the left foot. Hug the left thigh an inch to the right. Shrug the right shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot back into your hand, lift the left heel up. From your belly, revolve to the right hand side. Big breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to release the left leg. Soften your right knee just enough to tap it back to lunge. Plant your palms, and we meet in downward facing dog. I heard that breath. Heard it moving, which is what we're looking for. So feel and call yourself back to yourself. Let's do the last side. Lift the left leg to the sky. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Wait for your inhale as you come up to high lunge. Big breath in. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel the breath within. And as you look away from the floor, reach up through the arms, bend into the front thigh. Hands come to your hips. Take all the hops you need to spring off the right foot, right thigh to your chest. Soften your left standing knee. And as you make your way into supported warrior 3, reach your chest forward as you extend back through the right leg. Bring your hands to those blocks high up in front of you. And your right toes can be almost touching the ground, but can you flex the right foot and straighten the knee? Now as you reach back through the right heel, think heart forward towards the front of the room. Stay here breathing. Or for adding the twist, twisted half moon, the right hand stays down as your left palm comes to your low back. Shrug your left shoulder to the ear. Hug the left shoulder blade to the spine, and from your belly, twist to the left. Good. Breathe here, or you might bend your right back knee like you could raise the roof with your right heel. Maybe the left hand reaches out and around to hold that right foot. Hug the right thigh an inch to the left. Shrug the left shoulder up and back. And as you push your foot back into your hand, lift the heel to the sky. Turn your belly to the left. Woo! Big breath in. Stay for one more exhale. And then inhale to release the hold of your leg. Soften the right knee or the left knee to step it back to lunge. Plant your palms and take it back to downward facing dog. Good catch. Pedal your heels one at a time. Notice what you feel and see from side to side. And now for our last down dog of class, take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. Inhale to plank pose. Lower your knees to the earth. Flip over onto your back so that your head is facing the front of the room. Your feet are facing the wall behind you. Have one of your blocks within a grabbable distance, and have your therapy balls close by as well. We'll do a few minutes of rolling. If you need any of those things, please do raise a hand, and we can bring some over to you. So place your blocks and therapy balls off to the side. Bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor. And let your arms either come out to a T if there's space. They can reach overhead like a big V, bringing them wider than your shoulders. But take a bigger breath in and a longer breath out. And now drop both knees to the right-hand side like windshield wipers. Draw your knees up through center and drop both knees over to the left. Do that one or two more times. Big breath in, the knees come back up. Long exhale to let the knees drop over. Big breath in, the knees come up through center, and they drop over to the left. Now the next time your knees come back up through center, find your block. Bring both feet onto the ground. We'll take a few rounds of breath in supported bridge. So with your feet on the floor, knees bent, push through your feet to lift your hips up to the sky. Shrug your shoulders to your ears and wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another. And as you gently press the back of your head down, let your chin lift away from your chest so your throat is open. Stay here with your arms. They can rest on your body, alongside of you, but with your chin parallel to the earth, the breath soft and full. Call yourself back to the fullness of your breath. 3 deep breaths. Can you breathe into your belly and then up into your heart? And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out through each direction of you. Take another full, steady breath in and a long, clear breath out. The story of the goddess is that after Kali consumes and defeats all the demons, she's still left on the battlefield in this unbridled rage. And for next week's story, we see how she calls herself back down to earth. So as you call yourself back here, can you find the full depth of your breath? Now as you press down through your feet, lift your hips up just enough to slide those blocks out from underneath your hips and lower your tush all the way to the ground. Bring your feet as wide as your mat, knock your knees into each other, and let just the weight of your legs soften into the other. You can rest your hands on your body or alongside of you, but take a breath to fill your belly and up into your chest. And exhale through your nose to let all of that breath go. Breathe into the belly, into the back of your heart, into the front of your chest. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. And I'll talk us through a few rounds of therapy ball work in the upper back. If there's any other region that your body is craving that you know how to do, please feel free to take this time to work at your pace. But if you'd like to work with the therapy balls in the upper back, you can keep them in their tote or feel free to take them out. But as you lift your head and shoulders up off the ground, do you need some? Pop the therapy balls in between your shoulder blades to either side of your spine. Again, there's no wrong place for them to go or be. There's somewhere where you can breathe in and be curious about. And once you find a place in between the shoulder blades on either side of your spine, you mind if I put them there? If you lift your head up, and then come on down. You okay there? Let your arms fall anywhere they fall as you close your eyes and call yourself back to your breath. Take a deeper breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Can I bring them a little more even? Come on up and then come on down. You good there? We'll find a few more places here in the very back of your heart. So feel free to stay here for a few breaths, or with your knees bent, feet on the ground, push through your feet just enough to roll your body towards your head until you feel those therapy balls come down to the middle tips of your shoulder blades, a few inches lower than where they just were. Once you find this new place, unclench your fingers, soften your jaw, let your tongue release away from the roof of your mouth as you take a bigger breath in and open your mouth to let all of that breath go. And now one final place with your knees bent, feet on the earth. Push down through your feet to roll your body north until those therapy balls come south to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. With your arms heavy, your head heavy, can you call yourself back to your breath, a bigger breath in and a longer breath out? And now slowly we'll make the exit journey out the same way we entered. Begin to scooch your butt towards your heels. Roll your body to the back of your mat until the therapy balls come up your back. You can also roll over onto one side and push them all the way out of the way. But do let them fully exit for the remainder of rest, for sometimes they create more tension than softness if they stay in for the remainder of Shavasana. But as they release off to the side and you drape your upper back onto the earth, take a breath into what you don't see, but you can so very clearly feel. As you make your way towards rest, give yourself time to add or remove any props or layers. You might let your hair down. You might let glasses set safely off to the side. And if there's anything you need to become even 2 or 3% more comfortable than you are, please feel free to take this time to soften. As you lay here against the earth, begin to call yourself back to the slow steadiness of your breath. Where each breath dissolves the practice that was. Each breath lets you arrive to where you are now. And each breath that comes after makes even more space for what has yet to come. So as every round of your breath helps you become heavier into the earth, the heavier you become, the more spacious, the more expansive, and the lighter you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down and wide. And as you exhale, let all of that breath go. Let your breath begin to slowly awaken the body that you're in and the very being that you are, with any movement that just feels sweet to you. You might slowly roll your wrists or ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from side to side, heavy against the earth. And just being mindful of props and those around you. Perhaps you reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your chest. But when the time comes, we'll all meet with the knees bent, arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl deeply into yourself. You can push down into the ground to make your way up to rise to a tall seat. And with those eyes softly closed or softly open, and you once again listen for the full depth of your breath. Let the inhale move in, down, and wide. And exhale offers itself up and out in every fiber of you. We'll finish our time together with one more of those same breaths. You can place your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you, on your person or in front of your heart. As you take a deep breath in to let it all go. You might bow your head to your hands or lift your hands gently towards your head in such a simple yet sweet gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside next to you. And with all of our hearts, Kaushika and I bow to each one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Enjoy your day off. Oh, to you. Enjoy your day off. Drink so much water. Be outside. Take those allergy medications. Have tissues. My only announcement is that this weekend, my teacher and beloved friend is coming in via Zoom on Saturday and Sunday, 12:30 to 2. Her talk is called Luminous Lessons, Ancient Stories from India. She's written the Bhagavad Gita for kids, the Veda and Upanishads for kids. This will be the 5th year that I'm hearing her, and she's just heaven on earth. So you can do it from your house, you can do it from the studio, can send you the link. If you have any interest about this mythology stuff, she is master storyteller, and it's just so nice. I have no other way to describe it. So that's this weekend. And my beloved Adriana's Pranayama practice group starts at the end of October, the 22nd. It's all virtual. It's in the mornings. If you know her, to know her is to love her. So I highly suggest, if that's your thing, to get into a breath practice from fall until winter. She's a dream. So that's coming up. But that's it for me. What's going on with you guys? Any announcements? Any things that you're going to, that you're seeing, that you're doing? NPR today was talking about Pharrell Williams' Lego movie. I'm like, do I want to watch that? And okay, great. I'll see you next week where we do more. We got 2 more goddess stories coming up.